Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Homeward Bound.
Welcome back.
So, where are we? You're on a boat.
No.
You've made landfall, and now you're heading towards a volcano.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
Sweet.
did you see that the USA just won the Women's World Cup?
Yeah, we do that shit all the time.
Good job, guys.
I believe we also had a contract that if the United States beat the English, you'd have to call it soccer until the next season. So I expect you... I believe that's the going contract between our countries.
Maybe
I expect to hear you
football.
refer it as women's soccer.
Women's
you can call
soccer,
it
yeah.
men's football, but it's women's soccer now. Thank you very much.
Okay.
But did they just win the whole thingy right now? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. I think it's right now, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, looks like that's the final score. Spoilers.
I know. 2-0 over the Netherlands. Our women's team has always been good.
Yeah.
When is the men's World Cup?
It was
Who
last year.
cares? It's a boring game anyway. I only watch soccer. I don't watch football.
Wasn't there men's games? Or was that not even not World Cup?
It was last summer, the World Cup.
You don't have World Cups every year?
No, it's every 4 years.
Oh
Like
my
the
god.
Olympics.
What did I... Okay. We were watching US versus Jamaica like a couple days ago, but that's not World Cup related.
No, it could just be like a friendly or something.
All right. Oh, okay.
Winner gets all the weed.
US versus Jamaica.
Yeah.
Winner gets all the weed. God. All right. You're traveling over land.
Yep.
Same marching order?
I think so.
Okay.
Although, as we get really close to the volcano, I think it's probably wise Grimes goes off ahead.
Yeah. After, let's say, a couple hours of walking, it looks like you've cleared maybe an eighth of the distance between you and the volcano. It's gotten a little bit bigger in the sky on the horizon. You could probably, in a day, you could probably be there if you just march straight forward.
I think that's what we do. We don't need to stop.
All right. You march and march and march over hills, through small ravines here and there, over rocky outcroppings. The ground does give way. Instead of this nice rolling, soft everything, it does become more jagged and broken,
But
and
all
ugly.
all rock though, no creep.
No,
Good
all
call.
rock, no creep.
I would say this is beautiful compared to the alternative.
I agree.
true.
To eel-infested waters or
Do you think that the
eyeballs.
lava flow from the volcano perhaps stops the flesh from growing here?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not
Wow.
actually flowing, right? It's old, cool lava, right?
I mean, it's still spurting lava into the sky every
But what
half
we're
hour.
standing on is...
Oh, right.
Sure, but it might do every 6 months or something.
Of course, the Shriekers are ever present. At this point, there's so many, and they're so far spread out that it's just like, it's almost easier to tune out now because it's this ever-present background, like shrieks from everywhere.
Yeah.
It's maybe starts to fade in your awareness. When you come round a bend, past a nasty, jagged outcropping full of like sharp obsidian sections sticking out of it, like claws or tusks or fangs or something, and behold a wall made of flesh with arms and faces and teeth and mouths and eyeballs in it.
Does it seem
These-
hacked?
The wall is maybe 30 feet high, maybe 20 feet high, something like that. And there is a clear gap in it. The ground at the gap is filled with flesh and holding small balls of flame. Are, two arms extend from the wall on either side of the gap, holding balls of flame. Standing behind the wall on must be some sort of ledge or something, or maybe slithering on top of the wall on some sort of ledge or something, are more of those snake-like things with crab pincers.
Does it look like Grimes could climb up the obsidian and go over the wall or around the wall?
You would have to skirt around to see if you can find a spot over, because that's before you, and you've got the obsidian right here. There might be a way past it or around it.
Is the wall made of demons or made of human flesh?
It looks pinky fleshy. Definitely not skin, but like, crossover between skin and muscle and toned down to
So that's pinky being human.
pinky, like a raw chicken pink.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you say, Grimes? You want to try and
That's
see if you
horrifying.
can get a
I don't
look
want to
over
climb
there?
that. Yeah, let's circle around.
Not.
How far does it extend? Like, we can probably see for... I guess it's dark.
Yeah, you can only see right where those flaming balls are. It's almost like those balls are there to illuminate the entrance and the otherwise dark and featureless terrain.
So to our left, there should be the ravine still?
The ravine is probably a half mile or a mile away by now. You've diverged from it.
Okay.
Because it went north by northwest and you're heading north by northeast, so... Yeah.
Okay.
How deep was the ravine by the time we had to move away from it?
20 feet, maybe?
Okay. Like, I mean,
So which way are we headed?
I mean, either I think you try and climb over these rocks and get beyond the wall, or...
There's no rocks, right?
Right. If we were to look at a map...
But we may be able to find like an edge to the wall.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But if that doesn't work, we could try going back to the ravine. Like, it's in a similar place. Maybe there's a path underground into the city or into the volcano or whatever this is.
Who knows how thick it is. The thickness is just your best guess because you can't actually see the other side of it. But it's something like that, and then it just extends into darkness on either side. You can only really see this illuminated section.
So which way are we coming from?
You can only really see this illuminated section right here. Yeah, you're coming from that direction like that. Perfect.
So, or pick a direction, I guess.
Yeah.
I would think to the right,
Sure.
but
Okay. Are you all going to go together, or was Grimes just going to do this one on his own?
No, I think if we stay, I don't know, 100 feet back, 200 feet back, we can all go.
Don't split the party. Good idea. All right.
Yes.
You guys skirt along the edge. At what distance from the wall would you like to be?
I mean,
safe distance.
yeah, safe distance.
But is that 50 feet, or is that 1,000 feet, or is it like
I'd walk at
150
1,000
feet?
feet if I could still see it, but I don't think that works.
Okay.
Our light radius is only like 30 feet.
Yeah.
60.
We're like a beacon here, though. Like, anything on top of that wall can see us already, right?
If you have lights out, then yes, they would be able to see you for sure.
So I
The
think
wall
maybe
itself can see us.
we put the lights away as soon as we catch a glimpse of the wall.
But there's only light at those torches or whatever, at the fireballs at the entrance, right?
Yeah,
Like if we walk alongside the wall, there's no light source unless we bring it.
yeah, I know, but like, I
Or
just
do we
think
see another torch light off in the distance?
the ambient lights.
Are there any lights?
I'm sorry.
Are there any lights?
Just the
other than the
two fireballs.
Okay, and if we look to along the wall, there's no others.
You see no other lights.
Yeah. But I think we need to bring light with us.
I guess you're
Or
right.
we'll be
Yeah,
blind.
let's just carry on then. If they see us, they see us.
All right. So you carry on with your own lights and head alongside the wall?
I think so.
Yeah,
Okay.
probably 60 feet or so from it. Like as far as we
Sure.
can get and still be able to sort of keep track of it.
Well, you don't even get to within 60 feet. Once you get, come around the bend, maybe, 20 seconds after you come around the bend with your lights out, you hear new shrieking starting from within that fleshy area, and the snake-like creatures on the top immediately snap to attention and face your direction, clearly
Wait, there
staring.
are snakes on the wall? How many?
Yep. I
And
said there were
how
two.
far- Okay.
One on either side. Yeah.
Okay.
They, as soon as you come around that bend and are, your lights would come into view of them, they spot you. Shriekers go off on the inside of the wall, much, much closer, much louder than the other shriekers. And the snake-like creatures, the hydras, stare at you.
They don't fire at us.
They do not fire at you.
How far away we must be within range, right?
Let's call it 1,000 feet right now.
Grimes. Introduce us. They're looking at us. They already know we're here. We might as well try and talk.
I shout. Can you shout 1,000 feet? Yep. Maybe. It probably would just be indiscriminate shouting.
Yeah, you probably need to be closer.
Oh, I shout. Is it common or Dracissian or?
It's Dracissian, yeah.
I came out as Abyssal in the last demon fight.
Right now it's coming out as Dracissian.
I think I had to pretty specifically be talking to them.
Let's get a bit closer.
So I guess we walk towards the front gate at this point. I look to Zara. Is she like, what are you loonies doing?
Yes. She has a look of horror on your face as you start walking towards them. And she does not join you. She stands back behind the rocks with the pups. And that is when bursting out through the gate are many demon warriors.
How many's many?
I'm still putting them on the table here. We're going to have 8 warriors and a taskmaster.
Yeah, we can't fight them.
Just
Okay.
run.
All right. You guys turn and bolt as they run in your direction.
Let's sheathe our weapons and try and hide.
Are they faster than us?
No, they're the same speed as you. They're movement 12. So you guys bolt. You get behind the cover of the rock. Your light leaves their area, and immediately the shrieker's voice changes slightly. You have no idea what it's saying, but its intonations change as these demons charge at you. As you hide behind the rock, Zara is crouching low against it, weapons drawn.
I don't think we stop moving to hide. I mean, we have no map to navigate on.
Right.
But I think we move and take a zigzaggy path to like get behind cover, shoot our weapons. But we don't like stopping and crouching.
Sure. So at this point, you can outrun them or you can look for cover. And it sounds like you're looking for cover. So I want a perception check from the party.
Well, you can do it, Grimes.
Okay.
Unless Valthara's got high perception. Not Valthara. Sorry.
27, that's great.
Yeah.
Sure enough, as you start fleeing, there is we would call it a cave in the real world. Although this clearly isn't formed by like water flowing through rock, it's something else. There's these jagged spikes that shoot up in the air and like a jagged overlook that comes out over them. So it's almost like there's a ramp of stone that comes up with spikes on either side, but the ramp is, like a Lion King ramp where it's more of like a jutting stone that comes out. And these spikes on either side are things you could hide behind that provide cover for you. It sort of creates like a wall with a roof, but there's still like gaps in the wall up high and gaps in the roofish. But it would give you good cover against ground-based creatures.
All right. Which way does it face? So if we were to go into the mouth of the cave, is it facing away from the demons, towards them?
If the demons are north, this faces west.
Okay.
So they would not. They would not see the entrance until they were upon it, and then they would have to like turn and go into it to see you.
I guess we go into it, and I'll shoot a crossbow bolt underneath the overhang to see how far it extends.
It heads back maybe 60 feet or so, and getting closer and closer to the ground the whole way.
And then it dead ends.
Yep, then it dead ends.
Well, we could hide here. Worst case, we could make our stand in this choke point. How wide is the mouth?
30 feet at the front, narrowing to 5 at the back.
I nod. Sheath your weapons. Head to the back of the cave.
Right. You guys get in. You find cover behind rocks and boulders and broken bits. You can hear, but not really see, the demons crashing around in front of you, charging past you, their claws scraping on stone.
So I think the dogs and kobolds and gnolls are all the way in the back of the cave.
Yeah.
Grimes is very near to the front of the cave, concealed in a shadow.
William, can you make me an animal handling check to keep your dogs quiet? Because they are not quiet creatures by nature.
I'm gonna do my best.
Yeah. One of them begins to growl as the demons get closer, but you can calm it and shut it up. They almost reveal your position. The kobolds are hiding behind the big, jagged, spiky things near the front, shivering in terror. But soon the demons are gone, and you're in your cave alone. It's the 12 of you, or whatever it is, 20 of you.
Shall we rest here for a moment and then head back out?
Shh. Yeah, I think we wait probably the better part of an hour, right, to make sure the demons don't circle back.
Yeah, maybe 15 minutes later, you can hear them coming back again. Claws on stone. This time it's not a hurried, frenzied run. It's more like a march back. Not in lockstep, but, that marching pace. And you hear more than see the demons return to the base.
The sounds of the Shrieker, does it seem to change when they retreat?
A little while after they retreat back to base, the Shrieker changes again and then goes quiet.
So without actually seeing this, I feel like it would be easier to make this distinction if I was actually watching it. Does it look like the Shrieker is controlling them? Or does it look like the Shrieker is just maybe like a music player in an army?
Sounds like great speculation.
Okay. I wonder if we killed the Shrieker, like they all stopped moving. Oh no, because the ones that attacked us on the beach by the lighthouse, there was no Shrieker at the time and they were still attacking us. Unless the lensman was controlling them.
I think I killed the lensman, didn't I? Or did I just crit him and
No, you did kill him.
he retreated?
Did you kill?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
If we carry our light, they'll be upon us. If we don't, then we're lost in the darkness.
Well, we just need to steer clear of demons. So not walk up to their front door with a light in hand, shouting hello.
Does it look like this wall's protecting the volcano, Neal?
The volcano is beyond it, but who would protect a volcano? I mean, maybe it's guarding the volcano, or maybe it's just guarding something near the volcano. It depends on how far the wall stretches, right?
Let's relocate like a mile east of here and approach the wall again.
Okay.
Like over there.
Yeah.
Okay.
A potential problem, our ship is totally undefended, right? So if the demons find that, they can just torch it and leave us stranded.
Yes, but at this point,
Yeah.
where are we going to go?
Yeah. Well, so I guess we travel east.
Okay. You travel east. At one point in your travels, you end up on the top of a fairly large mound, and you can look down from it and see in the distance, maybe a mile away, some sort of large raging battle. You only get glimpses as fireballs are being tossed back and forth, but there are clearly all sorts of demons. You're not close enough to make out any details, but there are things that you haven't seen yet there.
Where is this?
A mile away to the east.
So this is the direction we were heading, or is this when we were thinking to go look for the wall?
You're curving more northward right now, and like coming to the top of a hill and seeing due east, and maybe you're headed like due north right now. This massive battle off in the distance.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 2,000 demons involved total.
Holy shit.
Oh, that is an actual battle.
Yeah.
What are they fighting over? Is there another ravine or?
It's a mile in the distance. You can't tell what they're fighting over.
We can just see
Can I have a
hundreds of
blank?
explosions from thousands of demons.
Mm-hmm.
Can I have a blank roll 20 page to try and drum up?
Yes.
I feel like this is a good idea. Grimes, you can help me, alright?
Yeah.
Let's try and map out where we've been. I'm no artist, but let's say that Caledonia is to the south, right? So, like, let's say that that's Caledonia. We go pretty much straight north from Caledonia. Neal.
Yeah, to the best of your knowledge.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it seemed like maybe it was something like, like this. And then over here is the beach, right?
Sure.
And up here there was like the road, yeah?
Mm-hmm. With the ribs and the spines and the spikes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then like what to the north, this is all blue stone up here. Like this, right? Or something like this is the blue stone. And then the ravine is like here. The bridges.
Yeah.
And then you've got the flesh wall somewhere to the north. Like this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Grimes, any input on that?
Yeah, that seems about right.
All right. So you're on top of this hill now. You've been wandering in the dark, maybe pulling out weapons or lights in small moments of necessity.
I don't think we haven't been in the dark, I don't think.
You've been marching under light?
Yeah, I think we're clear of the wall.
By a long way, yeah.
Yeah, and
Okay.
so we use light to navigate. Is the ground still blue stone?
Yes, it is blue. It's turning darker. Like the blue is getting darker and darker. And it's getting more rough and ragged. Instead of having like nice flowing features, you're getting more like jutting things, or like there's a little blob that sticks out here or whatever. And after your hill ascent, where you see the demons in the distance, you turn north towards the volcano and march. You come down the hill, cross a flat plain, and begin to ascend another hill. And when you begin the ascension of this other hill, it is clear that this is not just a hill. This is the mountain, the apex of which is the volcano.
How far away is the volcano from here?
Top of the mountain, maybe 3,000, 4,000 feet up, and an equal distance over.
Closer than I thought.
You want to take a look up there, Grimes, or it's
I wanna
probably
climb
too
it.
dangerous for us all
So
together.
there's no flesh wall here. At some point, the flesh wall ended.
Yes, there's no flesh wall here.
Okay.
Is there somewhere that the rest of us can hunker down?
How steep is the volcano? Like, can we all just walk up it, or is it?
At this point right now, you could probably just walk up it, but who knows what future will have in store for you.
So I
Alright,
think for
well,
now, all of us just trudge up the slopes, up the foothills.
You trudge, and the ground gets nastier. It becomes sharp and jagged, almost like mussels on rocks at the beach. Just kind of these weird, small, spiky things all over the place. There's no soft earth or grass, nothing to break your fall. If you slip, you're going to tumble into just sharp, jagged stones everywhere. Your falling damage, just for reference, is going to go up in this area because it's such a terrible landing zone.
Yeah.
And you reach a point at which it is no longer easy for the dogs and the kobolds to keep up with you. It's, maybe like a 30-degree slope now, and everyone's struggling. Sometimes you can hear dogs whimpering, and they're leaving little bits of blood on the ground as they step on these pokey rocks.
Gosh. You said it's 30 degrees. That sounds like, even for William, that's still sort of reasonable, though.
Yeah, William could struggle through it.
Okay, I'll keep going with Grimes. I tell Zara to wait here with the... Or I tell Grimes to tell Zara to wait here with the...
Translate.
dogs and the
Oh yeah, wait here and look after the pups.
Zara nods.
Take cover.
She hunkers down, whispers something to the pups, looks for some area, and then shuffles them off. Like, you're walking up, and you'll look back and maybe see Zara moving them to a better sheltered area nearby, within like 30 or 40 feet. You guys eventually reach a steep climb. After another 1,000 feet or so, the volcano mouth is maybe 2,000 feet above you and only 1,000 feet over now. So it's going to be a steep ascent to the brim, if that is where you wish to go.
2,000 feet more to climb, or 1,000 feet more?
2,000 up, 1,000 over.
The 2,000, is it a wall? Like, is it?
No, but like, I'm trying to give you the steepness of where you are, right? You still have 2,000 feet to ascend, and you have 1,000 feet in which to do it if you go straight.
Oh, I see. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
Is it getting hotter?
No, it is still cold, except for your warm armor.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, the ground here is warmer to the touch than the ground in other places. It's almost room temperature, the earth here. So I guess it is getting hotter, yeah. But it's still cold.
Grimes, shall we attach ropes to our harnesses and climb together?
I
I want to see what's up there.
don't have any ropes anymore.
I've got the rope off my harpoon. 50
Kind
feet.
of lashing ourselves to each other is a way to go.
Yeah. Good idea for me, probably not so good of an idea for you.
Well, if either one of us falls, we'll take the other with them.
If you fell, I could hold you, although it's unlikely that you're going to fall. It's more likely to be the other way around.
And I think even no matter how strong you are, if I'm falling at speed,
Perhaps. Neal, 2,000 feet over 1,000 feet, 45-degree angle. That doesn't seem that bad. That seems like I could climb that.
Not a 45-degree angle. If it was 2,000 feet up, 2,000 feet over, it'd be a 45-degree angle.
Oh, that's right. So it's more like 60.
Yeah.
Still doesn't seem that bad.
it's pretty bad.
How much mountain climbing do you do, Nick?
Less than William.
How much mountain climbing do you, Neal?
A
When was the
little
last
bit.
time you went outside?
Yesterday? This morning? I left the house this morning. I went and got bagels.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
But it's not like it's a single plane that's of 60 degrees that you can scale, right? There'll be some flat areas, there'll be some steep areas, there'll be some awkwardly angled areas.
Yeah.
It's mountain climbing,
I'm going to keep going until it's like a vertical wall. Until I have to make a hard dex check.
Until you have to make climbing checks, you're gonna keep going?
I'll at least go until I have to start making climbing checks, yeah.
All right. You guys managed to make it a little bit farther, a little bit higher. Looking back and down, I would like perception checks from the two of you.
Yeah, we probably should have asked about demons or something.
Oh, 30 is brilliant here. Grimes, you've got the wherewithal to get a good look at your surroundings. William is having to clutch the wall and keep his balance. He's getting old, his knees aren't working quite as well. Grimes is meanwhile holding on with a pinky and watching the world below him. And you spot a crevice in the volcano on, a side nearby that is emanating a little bit of light. There's a little red light bouncing off of the walls coming from this crevice. And down, if you kind of follow the crack and just make some assumptions about where it goes, you can see a couple of, two tiny lights down way below that look like they might be near a fleshy, pink, salmon-colored wall.
William,
What?
there's some light down there.
I strain my
Perhaps
eyes.
another of those walls.
Well,
Which direction is it? Is it to our...
It's going to be to your west.
Okay, so it's potentially connected to the same wall.
Potentially even the same spot. I don't know. Yeah.
Okay. Are we on the other side of it now?
Yeah, so if there's a mountain like that,
Yeah.
God, I don't know what's going on. I can't. Roll20 is no longer showing me the thing that I'm drawing while I'm drawing it, so I don't have to guess.
Me too as well.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening. So if this is the mountain that you're climbing, and before there was no, I need to doodle. Go away. Before there was the wall out here that you were running into, and now you're climbing up this side of the mountain, so you're up high enough that you might be looking down at the back side of the wall. If you know what I mean. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's some sort of crack or crevice in the volcano that does something like that.
What do you mean you say crack or crevice? What do you mean?
Like a crevasse?
Yeah, I understand that, but like how big are we
Okay.
talking here? Like big enough that it could be like a city in there, or is it just like
You
you're
know,
saying?
everything is dark. You're just getting a little glimpse of light. It could be 30 feet wide. It could be 100 feet wide, but somewhere in that ballpark. You know.
So we keep climbing Grimes to the summit, and if there's nothing there, then maybe we can.
Summit of volcano. I guess I've already climbed icebergs. And not this. Already climbed glaciers.
All right. You ascend. Within 10 minutes, it's getting difficult, and you're going to start needing to make climb checks.
Okay, can I make this climb check without risking falling 1,000 feet, or?
If you fail this climb check, you will tumble down the mountain and take falling damage. You probably won't fall 1,000 feet, but depending on how badly you fail the check, you could fall. I mean, you could take up to 10 d8 damage here.
D6, right? Oh, D8. 'Cause it's the
D8,
ground.
sharp ground.
It seems like there's no map, so there's no way. I mean, I guess just assumed that we're planning the safest, most sensible route up the mountain.
Of course. Yep.
Okay, Grimes, I'll wait here. I don't
And I
think I
guess
can carry on.
I'll risk climbing checks alone.
I know it's futile, Neal, but in this holy of holy places, I get to one knee and start saying some prayers.
Who are you praying to, and what are your prayers?
I'm praying to Bellin, and I'm asking for guidance in these troubled times, and I know that this volcano is a sign from him.
Okay. Grimes, I'll get to your prayer in just a moment. Grimes, make your check at -2. There is plenty of handholds, but they are uncomfortably sharp to dig into. Yeah, that's it.
A natural 1.
Wow. You still make a 25.
But I think I automatically fail, right?
I do believe you fail.
Actually, there's nothing in the new thief skill about auto failing on a 1, but I think that's just how this game goes.
I think that is how the game goes. Yeah. You find yourself getting to a point where you can't really get any farther, and then there's a handhold that you spot, and you make a jump for it, and your fingers get in it, but it's way too sharp, and it just like flays the flesh from your fingers, and you tumble, and you fall and hit a
I'm a
ledge.
proficient tumbler. So
Yeah.
I roll a dex check to reduce falling damage if it's less than 100 feet or something like that.
Well, so you needed a 21 to pass, so you succeeded in your climb check, but just barely failed. So I'm going to say you fall the minimum distance. Like, you lose your grip, you stumble a little bit and catch yourself, and I'm just going to give you a single D8 of falling damage. Because you passed, but you failed, you know?
Yeah. I'm asking if I can tumble to reduce this, or if it's...
No, I think this is like grabbing and holding and scraping and sliding, and you just take 6 damage.
Okay.
Yeah. Just you skin your hands mostly, and a little bit of your face kisses the rock as you fall. But you're all right. Give me another climb check. Oh, there we go.
What is with these rolls?
You've learned your lesson. You put your gloves back on and you climb, no problem. Shouldn't have taken them off, Grimes.
The anti-magic gloves or the regular gloves?
The regular gloves. I'm trying to rationalize why the difference between a 1 and a 20 back to back. And sometimes that's awkward. Eventually, you will ascend to the rim of the volcano, and here it is hot. Noxious gases blow in your face. A warm wind, the first wind you felt since you walked out of that cave, really, way back in Caledonia, blows against you.
Is it like a clean rim that walk up to and look over and see lava bubbling below?
Oh yeah, there's lava bubbling maybe 400 feet down, and the volcano is cracked, and it is slowly oozing out through this crack. And if you walk along the edge of the rim, you can see it comes down and like leaks the side of the volcano in this crevasse and runs out to form a large pool. And beyond this pool, there seem to be fleshy walls of all sorts of shapes and various demons and monsters marching around down below. And at the center of all of this, right at the lip of the lava, is this like sarlacc pit looking thing, except it's not so much just like an endless pit down, it like bulges up and comes down, like it's almost its own fleshy volcanic crater, and you can see warrior demons holding other slain demons, 2 at a time, and one holding the back, one holding the front, dragging the other dead demons up and dropping them down, letting them roll into this pit, which then undulates as it consumes whatever sacrifices were tossed in.
How far above all of this am I?
You're like
volcano? A couple thousand feet?
Couple thousand feet, yeah.
Okay. Oh, Grimes stands and watches in awe for a while. Is there anything up near the volcano itself, up near the rim, or is this more or less abandoned?
Give me a perception check. Yeah,
6.
You find one of those obsidian swords stuck in the side of the crater at the top.
That doesn't make much sense. I will withdraw it, remove it.
Yep, it's heavy. It's stone. And you hold it in your hands. It is extremely sharp.
Mm-hmm. Was it just like hacked into the earth?
Like someone like plunged it into the earth and just left it there.
Is it the only one, or is this where they collect them?
It's the only one.
There's no creatures, nothing flying around above the volcano.
Mm-mm.
Nothing in the pit of magma except for magma.
Nothing in the pit of magma except for magma. And it's as you're pondering these things that you notice something slithering on the other side of the volcanic rim. It certainly hasn't spotted you, but it's one of those snake crab-like combo things that we're calling hydras.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems
one?
to just be, just a lone one. It seems to be slithering around the rim, almost like it's patrolling maybe. It's a very consistent slither, and you're just now noticing it on the other side of you, slowly making its way clockwise around the rim.
I guess no sense in risking it alone. Is there a safe way back down the mountain? I mean,
Same way you came?
I don't necessarily mean I'm not just safe, but like, would I be out in the open? Would the Hydra spot me if I'm climbing down?
Only if it came up and over the rim and looked for you. It would have to go well out of its way. If it's just patrolling the inner rim, it would never see you.
Okay. No, I will just retreat back down the mountain. Oh, you're right, chat. I have 14 perception. Which character has 13s for all of his stats? It's clearly not Grimes. I don't have 113. I think that was Malsifer had like all 13s. Okay. All right. So I climbed down the volcano again. Another check.
Another beautiful roll. You descend back to where William is. William.
Oh, am I able to drag the obsidian sword behind me, or like, or attach it to my climbing harness, or?
No, it's a little big for you to carry. It's super awkward. You're probably gonna have to leave it behind. I guess if you really want to carry it with you, we can make some more climbing checks.
Or if I throw it ahead and pick it up, it'll probably break, huh?
It'll probably break if you toss it off the mountain. Or alert people to your presence.
Yeah, I'll leave it behind.
Okay. You scamper back down. You find William. William, your prayers were unanswered. You didn't feel the presence of any gods. In fact, you felt more alone praying to Bellum on this mountainside than you have in ages.
Well, I'll wait for Grimes to come back.
Yeah, Grimes returns.
What's up there, Grimes?
I looked into the magma pit, and it flows into a massive pool where the demons have built their city. There they make sacrifices to an enormous fleshy maw.
I wonder
devouring
if
the victims.
the lava throws through that crevice, right?
Yeah, I guess from here we can probably see like the glow of the.
And if you transverse,
waterfall.
if you were to transverse the rim and just head east from here, you could probably look right down into the crevice.
What if we found some way to divert the flow of the lava, destroy their city?
You a geomancer?
No. Should we go and look down the crevice?
I suppose we'd still be like 1,000 feet up, right, Neal? I could still be safely out of demon reach.
Oh yeah.
So I guess we circle around the slopes.
Mm-hmm. All right. You look down the slope from here. You can see the lava rolling out gently, slowly. You can see the pit. You can see the monsters below. What else can you see? Both of you, would you give me perception checks here?
Oh.
2 is great. Look at that, man.
How many demons do I count?
You count maybe 200-ish. But that said, they do seem to be, how do we say? You know, if there's 200 demons, there's maybe like 50 thongs and like 20 hydras and 45 warriors and 10 taskmasters. And then there's these like smaller, fat little critters that are only, I don't know, like less than 3 feet tall, and they're just like these short, squat little crimson-colored things with little horns on their heads and bulbous bellies and like broken, deformed wings. And then, you know, there's maybe like 50 or 60 of those, and then there's like 2 shriekers over here, and then there's like 4 of those lensmen all standing in a circle talking to one another or whatever, and there's an overseer standing at the back of it, like watching over everything, looking back and forth, and there's 2 more of those like purple guys with spears and fireballs in their hands. We're just gonna call them commanders for the time being. And then there's the living walls. Is that a demon? I don't know. And then there's this like whole raised sarlacc pit thing, which seems to be the creep itself. Like the skin on the ground, what we're calling creep, like becomes the sides of this thing.
Can we see from here where the creep extends?
It extends to the edge of the wall and stops right there.
Maybe there's more of those things bringing the flesh with it.
Yeah, because where we originally landed is
I
very
wonder if
far
there's
away.
one on Caledonia. Does it look at all like what the demons were riding on? Right, they were sailing on some sort of fleshy boat.
Right. That does, I mean, it is that same sort of like awkward, creepy, flesh-looking thing.
Is this what they rode to Caledonia or something like this? No.
Could very well be. Speculation is king here.
Let's say that you wanted to jump into the Sarlacc pit from here. Could you do it?
I think it's probably too far horizontally for you. You might be able to find a place on the cliffside. Like if you descend, you might get to a place where you could do so.
They're only throwing dead things and they don't throw any live ones in.
They don't even toss them. They don't throw them. They roll them down the sides. I want to be clear about that.
I thought that the pit was raised.
It is. So it's like flat ground, and then a cone, and then like a inverse
Okay,
cone
so
in the
climb
side.
up the cone and toss them over the edge, or roll them over the edge.
Yeah.
At the top of the volcano, there was a hydra standing watch.
That's strange. Why?
And an abandoned sword, one of those obsidian things. Tried to bring it back, but couldn't manage.
Grimes, do you think if you could... Those hydras, they weren't dangerous. Do you think you could interrogate it,
They
capture
almost
it?
killed you, William.
Did they? It was, it was the giant dinosaur thing that almost killed me. They were tickling me.
They're demons. They're all dangerous, but carry on.
Well, we need answers. I mean, what do we do here? Do we destroy that thing, I say, like pointing towards the Sarlacc pit?
Certainly looks like it's
destroy them?
begging to be destroyed.
But how? Yaramir could throw a fireball in there, but what can we do? Sure, jumping in ourselves and killing it from the inside.
From the outside.
Come on, fight
A
through
lot
it.
of demons between us and it.
Exactly.
So I think that's a problem for another time. A few victories later. There's got to be 200 of those things down there.
Yeah, exactly. We can't go in there then. But where? If we head back to the boat, we could sail around the coast. Maybe there's more volcanoes. Maybe there's more islands. Maybe there's...
This one isn't enough.
Maybe we can just sail all the way back to Caledonia. Look, I can still see the... to Arcadia. I can still see the stars. How do we know if we don't keep going north, we don't get home?
You look up at the stars as he's talking about that, and they shift.
As he mentions them?
Maybe not at the exact same time. I don't think it's like he's speaking and then the stars shift in response. But you're looking up and you're like, wait a minute, there's something different about the sky that's different than it's been, because it's been this like cone of stars or whatever this whole time, and something is changing. The stars are moving, and growing brighter and larger in the sky are 3 concentric rings of stars that seem to like appear on the horizon or like flow towards you and are starting to grow in size in the sky.
Do we recognize
From which direction?
Sorry.
Still to the north.
Do we recognize the constellation?
How much of the constellations does William recognize?
I mean, pretty religious. I think both Grimes and William are quite religious. William definitely more so in the last couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Well,
So-
it's 3 concentric rings is the clue I'm going to give you, and you should have the tools at your disposal to figure that out in between sessions. Yeah.
It's a stair.
Yeah.
That's what I mean by concentric, but yeah.
You see these things, these 3 rings of stars, and after watching them for a while in sort of stunned awe, you can hear the shriekers all across the land grow very, very quiet. The ones around you quiet down as well. And if you chance a glance towards the demon city below, the demon outpost below, they have all stopped their activities and are staring transfixed at the sky for a moment before they drop to their knees and like throw themselves at prayer to the stars in the sky.
What the fuck is going on, Grimes?
I think Grimes is standing there, mouth gape, staring at the sky.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he was the one that spotted it, right? So it's like, look, William. Stare, and the demon stares, and I think there's a few minutes of silence
My
from both us and the demons. Does anything change? Are they moving so slowly that there's not anything to watch?
They're not moving that slowly. Maybe it takes 15 or 20 minutes before it is a full-fledged constellation in the sky.
Mm-hmm.
All of them, or just the one?
Just the one. It hangs low in the sky, too.
How is Astaire related to Bellum?
I think it's Astaire, Bellum's father, or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Astaire is like the
All right, I mean,
god of
I think-
justice.
I do what the gods, do what the demons do, and fall to my knees in prayer as well.
What about you, Grimes? Are you going to drop to your knees and pray to this thing?
No. Grimes was standing there watching it, but it's not like anything's coming, right? It's like a constellation forming. This is not like spaceship Astaire coming in for a landing.
Right. It's not like fireballs in the sky, time to roll for initiative. This is... There's nothing to interact with, it's just a weird...
The helicopter's not coming to pick us up from the cliff, take us away.
Last flight out of Saigon. Hop on or be left behind.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I pray to a star.
All right.
I pray to. I say I'm a warrior of his sons, a hero.
Give me an intelligence check there, William.
Probably not. Maybe Bellum is a.
Intelligence 11.
Cool.
15.
Don't worry about it. All right, we're gonna end our session here for the day, on this nice little cliffhanger here.
Okay.
Stuff.
That's gonna be it for today's Hobo. I hope it was as enjoyable for you guys as it was for me. I hope this demon world isn't too much of just a nightmare that you're suffering through.
All right, we're getting somewhere now. Just about. Well,
All right. Maybe.
Good stuff. Good session.
yeah,
Session.
good fun.
Nick, you're gonna throw up a thread on the Reddits for the Q's and A's.
Of course.
Excellent. All right. And what does concentric mean? For those of us who don't know, it means like within each other. So concentric circles would be a circle with a greater circle outside of it and a greater circle outside of that.
That doesn't mean. That's not the usual symbol for a stair.
Isn't a stair a column?
Usually they're interlocked, right? It's like a triforce.
And a stair's symbol is a triangle with a circle on each corner. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's not a stair.
Yeah, it's not a stair.
Right.
That was the intelligence check I was having Nick roll that you botched. I'll let you. Well, I'll give you guys a minute or so if you want to figure it out.
Depending on what you mean by concentric, I assumed you meant because a stair is 3 interlocked circles, right? Or like a triangle.
Interlocked circles, not concentric circles. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Martha is 2 circles,
Yep.
right?
Right.
Also
Balloon-
interlocked.
Well,
Palumbra's
here,
a moon, a crescent, and a circle.
as has been linked in chat, we have all the constellations of the gods in the night sky in Arcadia on a page on the Regal Goblins website in the toolbox.
Oh, well, that is cool.
So
as
if
fuck.
you want to sort through the constellations and find your god or goddess, go for it.
I already found it. Here it is. No, I don't know. Bottom left of if you click on January near the bottom left, that kind of looks.
There's a label button to help you sort out which gods they are for those of you that can't read constellations.
Madrigal,
Matrigal. Who the fuck is Matrigal?
Yeah, Matrigal.
goddess of magic, right?
I don't think we have a goddess of magic, unfortunately.
Oh, hope.
Honos?
Nope.
It's not bad.
Suffering. That sounds about right.
Sounds about right. No, it is Matrigal, the goddess of hope who has appeared on the horizon.
Goddess of Hope.
Yes. And we will
All
see you
right.
guys next time on Homeward Bound. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye-bye.